Hello folks, this is Jeff Phillips with SmokingMeat.com, and today we're going to be making up some bacon candy. Basically we're going to be putting the bacon down into a plastic container, and we're going to be drizzling maple syrup over the top of it and then some of my original rub, and we're going to do that in layers. So I'm going to lay on each layer, I'm going to be putting the maple syrup and the original rub. We're going to put that in the fridge overnight, and then we're going to come back and smoke it. So looking forward to showing this to you, so I'll be right back. We just got this out of the fridge. I think it's looking good. We're going to lay this onto our pans and our racks and get this in the smoker. And I'll go ahead and finish this up off camera, and I'll come back when I'm finished. Alright, so I have this bacon laid out on the racks, and I was able to get all of that bacon to fit on the two racks that I have, and that is 2 pounds of bacon. And of course we got some of this juice in the bottom, and we'll be using that as it cooks to, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to be drizzling that over the top of the bacon here in just a little bit. When it first starts to cook, it'll start drying out just a little bit, and I'll drizzle some more of those juices over the top, and we'll make good use of that. So let's get this on the smoker. As you can see, this is the Lone Star Grill's 20 by 36. We're coming right up on 225, so let's get this on the rack. I'm gonna put, let's see, how I'm gonna do this. I think I'll put both of these on the bottom for now. As I've mentioned before, this smoker, the lower rack is a little cooler than the top rack. The top rack is going to be probably 25 or more degrees warmer, and so I may move that up to the top once it gets to some good smoke on it, if we want to get a good crisp finish on it. So we'll just kind of take that in stride and make that decision as we go. Let's get this closed down, and we'll come back here and check on it in a little bit. I just put 2 sticks of cherry in the smoker, and we'll be getting a lot of smoke here for just a couple of minutes, and it'll die down to that thin blue smoke that we're looking for. I'll show you what the firebox looks like real quick. See, I just laid 2 sticks of cherry right on the top of that fire management basket, and we'll once that catches fire, that smoke will die down just a little, and we'll get that smoke that we like. See, it's starting to flame up a little bit in the back there. All right, looking good. Of course, that's my vent setting right now, and that's what I've been running almost every time I've used the smoker. That's been about where I've been setting the intake vent to maintain 225. That's what we're looking for right there. Yeah, looking good. I'm gonna drizzle some more of that maple syrup on the bacon, and then we're gonna put some brown sugar and put it right back in, and just putting on those layers of candy that's gonna taste really good with that salty meat. Something smaller to pour that with. So I finally got smart and poured those remaining juices into this little device here that normally you would put olive oil in, and turn it around here, and this will help me do a much better job of pouring that of drizzling that on the bacon. I just want to use it up, not waste it, and it'll taste good on the bacon, so win-win. I think I might have enough to finish all this bacon. Bacon candy is all about layering on the sweetness on top of that salty meat, and that's just what makes it taste so good. Yeah, I'm gonna have plenty here. I can even go back and make sure I got enough on all of it. Some of these first pieces I did just kind of hit and miss. Just kind of moistening the surface here, and then we're gonna be able to put that brown sugar on there, and that brown sugar is gonna stick really well. And all right, I just got some brown sugar in a container here, and I'm going to put the camera down and drizzle that all over the top of all the bacon, and then I'll come back and show it to you. So you can see there how I sprinkled the brown sugar on the bacon, and you can't get every square inch. Brown sugar doesn't sprinkle all that well, but I did get it as best I could, and you know, that's kind of what you'll have to do as well. And I'm going to actually grab a fork and kind of press that brown sugar down into the liquid a little bit to kind of make sure it does a lot of, I want this brown sugar to melt, and that just furthers that candy texture on the outside. You could actually come back over the top of that with more maple syrup if you wanted to. I think using our liquid out of the pan was a good idea, And you know, it just means we're not being wasteful of that extra maple syrup that we, you know, wasn't able to be used. And I don't know if this helps or not, but I feel like it does. I'm just trying to spread out that brown sugar just a little bit. If it's too clumped up, it'll just dry that way, it won't melt. And not that that's a bad thing. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it at that. And we're gonna put it right back into the smoker and let it continue on. I just pulled the bacon out of the smoker. As you can see, most of the brown sugar melted. There's a little bit on the top, you know, that you can tell didn't melt all the way, but that's pretty typical. Let me give you a close up here. So I just laid down some parchment paper and took the bacon off the racks and put it on the paper. You need to do that pretty quick once you pull it out of the smoker, because it will stick to those metal racks and make it difficult to get off. And then once you lay them on the paper, just make sure they're not touching. There you have it. That is baking candy. We're getting ready to give it a try. I recommend leaving it laying, you know, 20-30 minutes to let it firm up. And you can get this as done as you like it. It will almost always be pretty soft when you take it out of the smoker, but then it will firm up as you leave it sitting as the candy hardens. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today as I made up this baking candy. And of course, if you have any comments or questions, any feedback, you can put that down below in the comment section. And I do read all of those and answer any questions you might have. Be sure and hit that subscribe button before you leave. And once again, this is Jeff Phillips with SmokingMeat.com, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.